Alright, we're going to check out this compact night vision scope here by OneLeaf. It's the Commander NV500. As you can see there, you can use it during the day or at night. This allows video recording. It has a microphone, slot for a USB card, and way more, so you can record your shots during the day or at night. But this is a nice little compact version. I previously tested their NV400 Commander, and it was a little bit bigger than this and heavier and all that, so this is kind of like a scaled down model, which is real nice because I really love the NV400, but it was kind of large. I mean, it was about average size for, you know, other things in its class, but this is a nice new little scaled down version, so super excited to get my hands on this. The box is going to contain most of the information for us here, so I'll go over that real quick. I went extremely in-depth, in detail, in the NV400 videos. I actually did a 3-part series because there are so many features and different things you can do with this. It's amazing, honestly, and I did my best to show every little bit of that with the NV400. So I'm going to make this video a little quicker version, hoping to come in under a half an hour. Heck, under 20 minutes would be great, but we'll see. You know, I'm going to go over the basics and show you this and that, but I'm going to try to get through this one in under a half an hour. So if you really want to see the features, because it does basically all the same stuff that this can do, I would highly suggest you check out the 3-part series to the NV400. I will probably put links in the description to those videos. We did like just an unboxing and went over the features in detail. And then I took it out on like a 1-mile range and showed you during the day, actually shooting with it out to 1,000 yards and everything you could see and all that. And then we did a dedicated night vision video. So if you want to see the capabilities of this, because it does pretty much all the same stuff as the NV400, I will most likely have those linked in the description. So we'll go over the features real quick, unbox, show you what's in there, and then I'll get a few quick examples of what you can expect from this thing in the video, and then wrap this one up. Again, check out those other 3 on the NV400 for all the details. So on the front here, you can see they're advertising 4K, has interchangeable lenses. We'll go over that in a minute. But most of the stuff they got listed on the side here. So 4K recording, like I said, has an optional rangefinder. Like I said, you can video record, and it also has a microphone, so if you're out hunting or whatever, you can literally just record like this is your camera and talk and everything, and it'll pick up your voice and all that. Built-in gyroscope and compass. 13x digital zoom, so a lot of people might get confused with this, depending on which lens you have on here. This just basically means there's 13 different zoom settings on this, but they advertise the NV400 at 13x digital zoom as well, but it's a 4 to 52x scope, and I tested that in detail, like I said, and it was definitely a 50x magnification. It zoomed in real freaking far. So what they mean by this, not that it's only a 13 power magnification, it's far more powerful than that. They just mean it's got 13 different settings, so that might not be like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, you know. There's just 13 different settings of zoom without a value assigned to them. So depending on which lens you use here is what's going to change how far you can go. And I was just on their website and I seen they got a 7x coming up as well. So if you put the 2x lens there on the end, you're going to get 2 to 26 magnification. If you put the 4x on there, you're going to get 4 to 52x, which is how the previous one I tested, the NV400, was set up. And like I said, it seemed true to magnification to me. It zoomed in real good out there, 1,000 yards and beyond. So naturally, a 5x is going to give you a little beyond that. And then if they do come out with that 7x detachable lens, that would give it, just a rough guess, but about 80x magnification, which would be absolutely insane. So it depends on how you order it and whether you get these additional lenses. We'll see what's in here, and there's different order options when you go to get one of these too, so it depends on how you set it up. But you're going to have 2 to 26x minimum with that 2x lens. If you get the 4x, then it's 4 to 52, and so on and so forth. So that just means 13 different settings of magnification, but that is not your magnification rating. Up to a 256 gigabyte card, as you can see there. It's got 3 different modes: day, starry, and night. Again, you're going to have to check out those other videos if you want to know more about those in detail. So it automatically pick up the lenses. It's got like an electronic interface there, so it knows which one you put on. As we discussed, photo and video. It's got an HD port. You can hook this up to the computer and see it live while you're using it. You can also obviously hook it up to the computer to transport your photos and videos. IP67 waterproof. It does have a one-shot zero thing on it. 6 different profiles, so you can have 6 different profiles of like 6 different loads, all calibrated in the system at once you get it sighted in, so you can switch back and forth with those, either the same caliber or varying calibers. Picture-in-picture mode. There's us going over the lenses again. There's a few more details here that weren't on the side, like that one I would say is important. You can set it for first focal plane or second focal plane. So whichever you fancy, you can set it to that. And there's your different reticles, and there's the different color options as well. So, excuse me, you can use any of these reticles and you can set them to any of these colors. And you can choose whether you want it to be first focal plane or second focal plane. There's the recording stats there, you know, your frames per second and 4K. You can even step it down to full HD if you want, so you're not using up as much memory. They're saying you can see out to 437 yards, which the night vision, with the night vision rather. And I actually was able to see farther than that with the NV500. So again, you'll have to check out that video if you want to see the extended range there. And this mostly goes over what we already discussed there. You can change the aspect ratio of the in-scope screen there, whether you want it 16:9 or 4:3. And they're showing you a few different variations there. There's with just the rangefinder attached, there's with just the illuminator attached, and there's with both attached at the same time. And there you can see the 2:26, 4:52x magnification I was talking about. But it looks like they sent me with a 64 gigabyte card, and they got the 2x and 4x lens in there for me, and I imagine probably the rangefinder, yeah. So let's open this guy up and pull this stuff out here. We'll take a quick look, and then I'm going to take her out in the field for you guys and do some tests with it. Some short compressed tests. Again, check out the 3 different NV500 videos where I went into extreme detail and did real lengthy tests with it, but we're going to test everything nonetheless in this video. It'll just be short little clips. All right. So, like I say, this is packed really well. You can give this a real good shake and nothing rattles around. It looks like these are the instructions on top. You got your screen wipe there. There's everything inside. Got a 2-year warranty. And, I mean, this is just basically going to be all the components. This is your optional little eyepiece here, so you do not have to use this, but you can screw it on if you want. So at night, you can butt that up against your eye socket. That way, no light is protruding out of the rear lens. So that's the purpose of that, is to kind of like block it off against your face. And of course, it's squishy and soft and all that, but it is optional. This is a sunshade that will go on the front. You could screw it in. It's going to have some cables here. You know, that's probably our USB to C there. What else do we got back here? Looks like the tools and hardware and such. Wow, this is it. This is definitely compact, and I do believe that's yeah, that is that's very compact. The previous was like clear out to here, so this guy's definitely compact. Now obviously if you put that little scrunchy thing on the back, that's going to extend it a little bit, and then you got to put your lens on the front here still, but this is definitely super compact. So it looks like our rangefinder is already attached there, but that's it right there. So see, it's got rubber caps to protect the lenses there. So let me set this aside real quick and see what else is in here. There's the 2 different lenses. So one's going to be the 2x and the other's the 4x. And then, like it showed on the box, it looks like there's an optional 5x. And then, as I said, I seen on their website there's also an optional 7x they're advertising coming up, which would make it like 80x. So you would just unscrew this, and that's where you would screw in your, what I call it, the freaking sun visor, whatever. So that's how that would work. And then there's our other lens. So one of these is a 2x and the other is a 4x. There's going to be your, looks like a battery charger. I have to go over that in a second. I thought they were all internal. Nice little carry bag there, it looks like. Is there something down in here? Okay, just drawstrings for the bag. A little fuzzy bag, carry bag for it. Because you can just carry this thing in your pocket if you want and just use it like a monocular. It does not have to be attached to a rifle to use it. Then there's some mounting stuff there that looks like the Picatinny mount. And I believe this is our last piece. Yeah, that's going to be the infrared torch here. So this guy will extend your range and also make what you're seeing brighter, even if it's well within range. So, and it's got 3 different settings too, and this is focusable as well, so you can have it light up the whole screen that you're seeing, or you can focus it and pinpoint it only on, like, say, your target or whatever animal you're watching. Again, I showed way more of that in detail in the NV500 3-part review. Should be linked in the description for those videos. So the batteries on this are internal. If you ever come to a point to where they stop working, won't hold charge very well anymore, at that point you will have to send it back and they will replace the batteries. So that's how you would take care of that, because they are they're built into this thing. So it's rechargeable, obviously, but once they get old, you know, however many years that would take, and they don't want to hold charge for you anymore, at that point you would need to send it back to have them swap out the batteries. And that was kind of the cool thing about the NV500. It had the 2 internal, but it also had an extra one that was removable. So that extra one extended your battery life, which, by the way, they're advertising up to 6 hours of use on this one. But the NV500, which again will be linked in the description to 3 different videos I did, it had an external one that was removable. So it extended the runtime, but I assumed that if the 2 internal failed, you could run it just off that 1 external battery. I don't know if I'm correct about that, but if I am, that would save you from having to send it back and all that. But eventually, at some point, after you've gotten a few years of use out of this thing and your batteries don't want to hold charge anymore, you got to send it back to them to have those internal batteries replaced. So again, they already have the rangefinder attached. I believe that's the power button. Those are your different menu buttons. This is going to allow you to cycle through your menu, and also for the zoom. Again, I go over all that and more in extreme detail in those other videos for the NV500. We've got a little diopter back here for your fast focused eyepiece there. But that's pretty much it there. I'm going to attach the infrared on here, the sunshade on the end, and then that little, I wish I knew the proper term, the little springy eyepiece there. We'll take a look at it with it fully set up with all the options on it. Then I'll take her out to the field and get some clips using it for you. So the rangefinder, obviously you do not have to use it if you don't want to. Again, you can order it without it. And this infrared torch right here, same, you do not have to use it, but it will greatly extend your range, and especially even further out where you can see, using this thing is going to really let you see a lot better, a lot brighter, a lot more clear and crisp. And you do not have to mount it on top of the rangefinder there. You can mount it you know, further up on your rifle if you have the M-lock slots and proper mount. So I highly recommend getting this because it'll make your experience a lot better. And if you already have an infrared torch, you can use your own as well. Alright, but here's with everything attached other than, you know, the mount for it, which is pretty low profile. So again, our rangefinder was already on there, and then you can mount the torch on top, and then there's our sunshade, and then there's our little springy eyepiece. So again, all of this is optional except for maybe the lens. I'm not sure. I'm assuming you have to have a lens attached. But yeah, this is much more compact and light compared to the NV500. And you know, you don't even have to use this, especially if you're just at night. You can just pop this whole thing off, because you actually gotta flip it up and out of the way when you're using night vision. So this is a daytime thing anyways, and I use the previous model without this during the day pretty successfully anyways. So, but yeah, you can really strip this thing down and make it a pretty small compact package. But even with absolutely everything attached, that's not even necessary. They just, you know, make it perform even better. That's it right there. About, gee, I don't know, 11-12 inches long there. So definitely way more compact than that NV500. But yeah, we'll take her out in the field now. I intend to get some shooting footage and, you know, record the audio through it for you guys so you can see what the audio's like and the picture and all that. So should have some range footage coming up, and then of course we'll go test it out in the dark and all that and wrap this up. But again, to see everything in extreme detail, check out those videos. I will most likely have linked in the description. For the NV500, it was 3 different parts because I went into extreme detail, showing absolutely everything. A lot of usage footage out at the range and in the dark, trying the different modes and whatnot. Alright, we're out here on the range. I gotta put my little cap back on there. As you can see, miserable conditions. I almost got stuck down there. Front wheel drive and bald tires. Trying to get up the hill over here. That was fun. It took me about 10 tries. Anyways, down here on the range, it's just been all bad weather out here for weeks, and it ain't changing anytime soon, so it is what it is. But real quick, try to get you some daytime through the scope footage. I'll get her zeroed in. Might start on my gong down there, 50 yards, see where we're hitting, print a few groups down there, finalize it at 100. I was wanting to put my gong further out. I might have to rethink that now. I might never get out of there if I do that, or I might be walking all the way, more likely. I don't think I want to try to get down there again. But we'll get some through the scope footage for you guys, because ultimately, you know, everybody wants to see the night vision, but you know, you can record your hunts during the day with it, and you can use it during the day as a regular scope, and you have the option to record, or if you have it mounted up for night vision, you can also use it during the day. And I imagine some people are probably buying these just to use during the day. You know, even if you only used it during the day, it's a pretty nice platform to use for that. Even if you're not going to record, you know, your shots or anything like that, it's still plenty capable for doing just daytime stuff if that's what you want to do. But before I freeze to death, I'm going to get loaded up and get started here, and I'll get some footage through the scope for you guys along with the microphone on it as well. So this, by the way, just got it mounted up on a 16-inch AR here. This is a Bear Creek 1-8. That's a 5.56 with their side charger. Stuff like that I cannot link to on YouTube, so you want to check out my campsite page for that, which my campsite page is linked in my bio and the description. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, so I already got that guy off, but I mean, there's your whole package there. It's like, I mean, I didn't measure anything. Probably 13 inches there, maybe 14, you know, with everything attached. But like I said, you don't have to use this guy here, and you don't have to have this front cover here. And as a matter of fact, when you're on night vision, you got to pop that guy up out of there. So I mean, there's the overall package, and I got kind of small hands, so you know, it's definitely compact until you start adding everything onto it. Alright, so since I'm down 50 yards there, see if we're even hitting the plate. I have no idea if we're going to hit the plate or not. Hopefully it does, so I can make a quick adjustment to get it zeroed. If I can find the mag. Alright, should be ready to go now. I had it at night, I had to put it back in day. You want to make sure to focus it. So a lot of people might look through it and think it doesn't look that great. Well, you got to focus it up here with your lens, at least on this model, to get a good clean focus, which I have down there at 50 now. Of course, you got your diopter here. But I'm actually going to go ahead and move the camera. I mean, I can see through it pretty good, but with everything being so white and bright today, I want to make sure I don't miss where this hits. Plus, if we don't hit the plate, I may not see it. So I'll just have you guys zoomed in for this first shot here, and I might need this footage as well to see where our first shot goes, but hopefully we're on the plate here. Alright, so we're on the scope footage, scope microphone. Where are we at here? Okay, I'm looking at the wrong mount. So This is audio and footage through the scope, which, by the way, on top of, you know, adjusting your objective on the front and your diopter and getting it set and everything like that, as you can see there, it looks pretty good. But depending on light conditions and the color of your background and target and all that, in the display settings, in the menu settings on this scope, you can adjust everything from brightness to the contrast, tint, and all kinds of different things. So you might want to fine tune it a little bit for your location to get it to look as good as possible. I got the picture-in-picture mode up now. I'm not sure if it shows that on what you guys will see or not. If I recall correctly, it's just like the main crosshair and then, you know, the screen. But if you see that in the top, that's what that is. But you may not see it. It does not show everything on the recording once you upload it. It's mostly just the image and the crosshair. But we're ready to go here at 50 yards, so I'm going to put my ears on, go ahead and take a shot. Hopefully we hit that plate. Alright, I'll try not to wiggle you guys too much. Go ahead and chamber around. And just go for the center and see what happens here. I got my safety on. Alright, well, it's definitely low, so I got to review the footage on the other camera so I can see exactly where that went. Got to get it on the plate first, and then I can use that one-shot zero. Alright, I made my adjustments. Obviously, I was having to guess a little bit because we hit the snow somewhere. I mean, I saw pretty much where it went, but since I don't have an actual bullet hole on the target to put the crosshairs directly on, it's going to be close but not 100%. So we should be on the plate now. Again, for more on that and more detail on how to do that, you'll have to check out those other videos from the first one I reviewed. Again, all three parts linked in the description. But let's go ahead and take a couple shots at this now. They should be on the plate, and then I can make more fine-tuned adjustment once we get them on the plate, see where they're going. Alright, so looks like we were hitting the very bottom of that, slightly off to the left, so now I actually have an impact reference there. I should be able to get it real close with that, you know, the one-shot zero mechanism it has in there. So I'll go ahead and do that. It'll be really close, and we'll finalize it at 100. Alright, I'm going to take a couple more here to confirm. This is easier said than done while I'm out here freezing my butt off and everything's white and blending in and all that. But it should be pretty dang close now. So you see that little cluster there above the center I have painted where there's two shots, a few inches above the green center and slightly off to the left. I'm going to go ahead and take two shots at that point there. Should be real close to those, and then we'll move down to 100. Alright, it's windy, it's freezing, that's not that rifle's favorite ammo, so that's pretty dang close. I'll go ahead and move out here to my target at 100 yards and get her finished up here. This video is already getting way too long, so I'm going to go ahead and skip in the 100-yard sight in and just go ahead and move you guys ahead to the 200-yard shots. Alright, well, I got her out to 200 yards for you guys. I just walked it all the way down there. I did not want to get stuck in my car. Where are we at here on the... Had some green paint. It's mostly painted green there, so you can see it a lot easier. I took it out to the original one, the NV500. Took it out to 1,000-yard range and shot it out there. So if you guys want to see longer range shots and also what it looks like at longer range, even clear out to a mile there I showed, if I'm not getting my videos mixed up here. I know I shot at way longer range though than what we're doing here. Again, check out the NV400 videos linked in the description. Let's see here. Oh, get her turned back on and go ahead and take these shots out here, 200 yards. Alright, there's the 50 yard, there's the 100, 150, and I got my gong out there. I already announced all this. 200 yards, got some green paint on her. Ooh, I need to get my ears on. We'll go ahead and take some shots out of there. And almost there. There we go. That's maximum magnification at 200 yards, but that's with the 2x lens. So with the 4x lens, it would be twice as zoomed in as this. Also, our lighting has changed some. It's been about an hour between this clip and the next because I'm filming other videos while I'm out here. So I probably need to tweak, you know, the brightness, contrast, and all that again a little bit to get a perfect image. Which reminds me, I might need to refocus this now that we're at twice the distance. Let me see here. So that looks a little better maybe. But again, as you know, your light situation changes, you can always go back in the menu and adjust the settings so that you get a, you know, best image possible. But let me get my ears on here and we'll go ahead and take these shots. I feel like it'd be better if I zoom out some. That way we don't lose the target under recoil there. And okay, we're on fire, I believe. Nope, I need the chamber. Okay, I gotta find my target again. Alright, I'm not going for accuracy, anything like that. We're just putting them on the plate here. So here we go. See it swinging. I don't know if the scope cam will pick up the ding, but I'm sure the other camera did. I pulled that one, or we're a little high or something. Let me let it stop swinging and get in the middle again. And again, we were just kind of okay zeroed at 100. It wasn't 100%. It was pretty dang close though. You know, you always want to check different ranges where you need to aim and all that, you know, for your dope and all that. Which again, this has a ballistics calculator in it. You can set up your specific load and drop data and all that in there, and it'll actually show you where to aim. Again, I showed more of that in the other videos, but here we go. I got one shot left here. So there's 200 yards. Alright, so this is going to be a little different because everything's still snow covered out here. I mean, it's been like this for 2 weeks out here. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. So again, I refer you to the NV400 3-part series, again linked in the description, if you want to see footage without there being snow on the ground, because obviously this does make it easier to see because the entire ground is white. Plus I took it out way further than what we're going to do here in this video, because the spot I tried to go to, same spot, but the plow truck has thrown snow all over where I would pull in, and I would definitely get stuck. It's just mounded up there, so I don't even have that option. So to see longer range with the night vision and also without a snow covered ground, plus we spotted several animals in that video, again linked in the description. Check out those different 3 parts of that NV400 test. But let's see here, I'm going to turn on the rangefinder. I think if I can figure it out here, there we go. You kind of see that light flickering, that's it working. So you can should show the yardage, 173 yards there. It was like I was gonna say like 190 to that back corner, about 200. And these trees, I don't know if it's gonna, wow, it does. Alright, cool. So those are way back there. They look like they're part of this, but they're not. There's actually a cornfield back there. at about the 200-yard mark, it turns into a cornfield for a while, and those are on the other side of the cornfield. But that's 536, 37, 38, it looks like it says there. So it's picking that up. And this is just in night mode. Again, everything's super bright because of all the snow. So again, you'll have to check out the NV400 NV400 videos to see it without the snow covered ground. But go ahead and zoom in here. Again, that corner there, about 200 yards. And okay, so now we're seeing a difference zoomed in. So let me try to focus the, didn't mean to stick my hand there. Try to focus the front of this thing. And that's worse. And that's worse. So let me zoom back out here. So this is where that the infrared torch mounted up on there is going to come in handy, I believe. So it's interesting. You can see it pretty good zoomed out. But then once you zoom in, it gets all crappy looking. So I think that torch is going to help us there. So let me fix my focus here. Make sure we're good on that again. So about right there it looks like. So go ahead and turn this torch on. There's that. Now since we're looking, that's the other thing, it's kind of hard to display here. You can adjust it again. It'll fill either the whole screen, or you can adjust it to pinpoint towards the center. Again, that'll be easier to see in the other videos from the NV400. Let me mess with it a little bit here. That's probably about 100 yards there. So let me try the other way. There we go. Yeah, that looks crazy because everything's so white out here. So in these conditions, it's super bright, and it's probably better to zoom it out there some. But let's try clear back here. And I don't think that thing's not going to go 500 yards. Yeah. But see, there's the corner there. Now you can see it working back there about 190. If you zoom it in, it's going to get focused on that area. But instead of it having focused on the center there, let me bring it out. And then we're going to zoom in back there, 190, and now we should be able to see better. Yeah, so you couldn't see any of that before. And now I will focus it, the beam, and yeah. So it's a little difficult with everything being snow covered. That's interesting, because in the NV400, that beam would light that up and you could see everything real crisp, way more detailed than that. So it's definitely reflecting off of that snow. So now you guys are definitely going to want to go check out the night vision portion of that NV400, because a lot different results without there being snow on the ground. Ignore the background noise. I just wanted to point out, I walked out of the house 72 degrees straight into that 8-degree weather there, and she did not fog up on us or anything. Brought it back inside and still no fog on the actual scope lens. And it looked like for a second the infrared there had a little bit on it, but it's already cleared up. So very good anti-fog resistance from the temperature change there. The lens doesn't fog up on you. So yeah, overall I'm highly impressed with this thing. I mean, I absolutely love the NV400 that I had. This one's no different, and it's even better because it's even more compact and lightweight, but it does all the same things just as good as the NV400 did. And for the last time, again, I went into way more detail with the NV400, posting a 3-part series, literally covering just about everything and showing it in extensive detail. So it's all the same stuff that this one can do. So if you want to see more of the capabilities of this and more explanations and even more of the features tested and explained, those will be linked in the description for the NV400. There'll be a link in the description as well for this guy here, and probably I'll link to the NV400 as well in case you want to check that one out. But yeah, I absolutely love these things, and I'm honestly not sure that you can get a better night vision setup for the price. It absolutely killed me to have to sell the NV400 in order for me to keep budgeting things, to keep having videos for you guys. Unfortunately, I have to sell a lot of the stuff I review when I'm done with it. That way I can get new products, new guns, ammunition for the videos and stuff like that. It absolutely killed me to sell the other one that I had. So I really mean it when I say I love these things. Like I said, this one's no different, performs just as well. It's just an even better package because it's even more small, lightweight, and compact. So these things definitely get my vote of approval. But I think that about covers it. Again, link in the description for the product if you want to check it out. The more extensive testing with the NV400, they're all linked in the description. For more optics reviews, you can check out my parts, accessories, and optics playlist on the channel. But thanks for stopping by and checking this one out. I really appreciate it, and hope to catch you on the next one.